the two boards meet for that proposed merger.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Nayanthara. Well, yesterday we did see the Nifty end at the lowest point for 2015 and some big stocks tumbled. Sun TV, for instance, and of course some of the big majors, banks like Bank of Baroda in the index as well. Varinder, you tracked the stocks which saw delivery-based selling. Which were those?
Well, starting from Sun TV, clearly that stock was down nearly 23%. And if you just see the chart, the delivery chart, it will tell you the story. You know, delivery quantity of nearly 17 lakh shares compared to an average of only 1.2 lakh shares. That means nearly 12-13 times, compared to 10-day average. That was a selling pressure on the stock. But, it was also very clear that there was speculative selling which was happening on that stock yesterday, because the delivery percentage on NSE was only 11.5%. So clearly there was no major block deal or data which came in, on any exchange. But huge speculative selling yesterday. Delivery percentage very low on Sun TV. Adani Enterprise, clearly the same case. The stock was down 13.5%. There was no major, change in terms of delivery quantity, which remained at around 31 lakh shares, which is the 10-day average. And also the delivery quantity in this case was very low at 20%. So again, that was the case. Also important is to watch out for IndusInd Bank, because that was stock which was seeing huge selling pressure yesterday. If you just see IndusInd Bank, especially in the last half an hour, we saw nearly 2% cut happening on the stock. There was massive delivery-based selling over there. Delivery quantity of 8.5 lakh shares compared to only 3.5 lakh shares, which means nearly 2.5 times jump seen over there. And also in this case, delivery quantity was as high as 64%. This is now coming the way of ICICI Bank, so keep an eye on this. I also believe there's a QIP, I think, which the board has approved for IndusInd Bank, so that could be another, data point to watch out for that.
All right, well, that's important information coming in on your screen with respect to Maggi, and the Nestle stock could react to that. The Singapore food regulator has given a clean chit to Nestle's Maggi noodles, and we understand that Nestle exports Maggi from its plant in Goa. The samples that were tested by the Singapore regulator are manufactured in Nestle's Goa facility. Remember, Goa had also given a clean chit earlier to the Maggi noodles, and Nestle's Goa facility caters to domestic and export markets. The UK and the Canada test results, though, are still awaited. But don't be surprised if you see some relief rally on the Nestle stock today. But Ekta, you're watching out for Cipla?
Yes, absolutely. There is a Bank of America Merrill Lynch note where they have spoken about how Mylan has announced the launch of the first generic version of GlaxoSmithKline's Seretide, which is basically an inhaler in the UK markets. Now, Mylan launched it under the brand name of Sirdupla in the UK, and it is indicated for the treatment of asthma, like I mentioned, in adults aged over 18 years and over. Now, this is seen as a negative for Cipla simply because it was estimated that Cipla would be the first player to launch the generic version of this particular inhaler drug in the United Kingdom. So I think there could be a little bit of an incremental negative reaction after the closing of 1.3% lower in yesterday's trading session. However, Bank of America Merrill Lynch has retained its neutral stance on Cipla, and they have a target price of 662 rupees.
All right, thanks a lot for that, Ekta. Well, Rima, I'm idly surfing here, and I find that Wipro is taking over a UK pension manager called Equinity.
Yes, Lata, that's what reports are suggesting. It's, I think, reported by, an agency called Sky News, where they've indicated that Wipro is one of the contenders to acquire Equinity, which is a UK-based pension manager. Sources say that this deal could be worth £1 billion. So that's pretty large if it is sold or even floated. Now, this will be one of the very large takeovers that and any Indian company has done for UK assets, except, of course, Tata Motors as well as Tata Steel. But as of now, there does seem to be, at least what reports are suggesting, stiff competition for Wipro, either from private equity buyers who also seem to be interested, or Equinity is also, perhaps considering a stock market listing. But as of now, Wipro's name has been thrown in the hat with respect to a potential buyer of Equinity. It's a very large deal. So I think if it culminates, it could be a bit negative, but we don't have much details. Back to you.
All right, but thanks for alerting us, Rima, and thanks to our entire team for giving us all the stocks that you need to watch out for today. Here's a quick recap in case you missed out on them. IDBI Bank, ICICI Bank, all the banks actually on the back of the new strategic debt restructuring norms by the RBI. Then you have Sun TV, Wipro, Tata Steel, Vedanta, KN India, Unitech and JP Associates.